ever seen a deer in the woods that just wasn't right? In the dark forest of Appalachia, locals whisper about the not deer, a creature that looks almost normal until it doesn't. We're looking into these eerie encounters and the legends behind one of Appalachia's most disturbing cryptids. Don't forget to subscribe and let's take a look.
Ooh.
Have you ever heard of something called the not deer? Because that's what we're talking about tonight. The not deer is a cryptid, we'll call it, because I don't know what else to call it, that supposedly lives mainly in Appalachia. So anywhere where the Appalachian Mountains are, that's its home. It's a creature that looks like a deer from far away, but the closer you get to it, the more things that you start to see wrong with it. That can be multiple antlers, eyes in the front of its head instead of the side of its head, limbs that bend the wrong way, and sometimes deer that walk on hind legs. Now, there are deer that get up on their hind legs so that they can grab something off of a tree to eat. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about deer that walk on their hind legs like a human does. Most of the people who have encountered this are driving on a road at night through a remote area and they see a deer and they're like, oh, I need to slow down. There's a deer and it might jump out in front of me. And then the closer they get to it, the more things that they start to see are wrong with it. And everyone describes this feeling of dread, like they know something is wrong. The reason they're called not deer is because you know that's a deer, but it doesn't look like a deer. The best way I can describe it is if you are looking at something that you know has always looked like a certain thing, but there's just something off about it and you can't place it. It's just seeing something like that and you don't know what it is because it's not natural. So if you're ever out in the woods in the night, make sure you are keeping a lookout for the not deer.
I have seen not a deer several times, and here are the experiences that I've had with them. I've seen them on really common, highly used paths when I go hiking, and I've seen them when we've been camping pretty deep in the forest. What I experienced was basically they will come right up to you. They have no fear whatsoever, and I'm used to that with deer, and I'm not afraid of deer. But it's not like they want fed from you. It's like they're looking through you almost. And, you know, deer have dark eyes, but their eyes are just vacant, and they look like they're looking through you. And that's when you follow that rule that I have repeated over and over. If you think you saw something, no, you didn't. Go ahead and act like you're not scared, and you just slowly get the hell.
If you're from Appalachia, you've probably heard the stories about the not deer. It's like a deer, but not. There's always something that's going to be off with a not deer. Its eyes will be hollow and dark. This is not a deer.
But I thought this would be a good opportunity to talk about the not deer, which is something that occurs in the Appalachian Mountain chain in our national parks. The not deer is this kind of human-like species of a deer that's not a deer. That's why it's called the not deer. I've personally seen one of these things. It happened on the John Muir Trail when I was on this like 30-mile hike. I did like Burnt Mill Bridge to John Muir to now this deer, the way that it looks is the most disturbing part of it is its eyes. The eyes of it look very humanoid. That's what really kind of throws you off. That's what I don't really understand about it. Its body does get kind of contorted. Its body is very unnatural, but Sorry, a ranger just kind of drove by. So a lot of people see this knot deer and they don't really know what to think of it. It often has heavily contorted features. Its bones and joints are all twisted and weird. The one I saw didn't necessarily have that. It definitely had a weird shape to its face, and it looked really weird. But the main thing that I focused on was the eyes.
Not gonna lie, what happened on my family farm when I was a kid really shook me up. We had some pretty standard rules. Don't be on after dark. Don't whistle in the woods. Be aware, but not too aware. And everything above all else. If you see it, no you don't. If you hear it, no you don't. And if it says your name, you better get home quick. But not too quick. Don't run in the woods. I was out on a hike with my dog on our family farm. We have quite a few acres, and it was probably about half a mile back over, I'd call it a hill, but it's a mini mountain back in the backfield where the loggers go. My dog Greta and I start heading back home, and all of a sudden she starts acting a little sketchy. So I'm looking around through the trees, not able to see much because the trees and the leaves are pretty thick. When I see it, well, I try not to see it. Don't look at it. It's tall, black with glowing red eyes.
If cryptid encounters scare you, please keep scrolling. This is going to be a graphic recounting of my encounter with a cryptid. And my apprentice carver was here, so he can back up everything that's in this video. He saw and heard everything I did. So this is a big metal building. This is my shop. And so you can hear everything that happens outside of it amplified inside. In the summertime, it's very, very hot. So we worked at nights because that was the only time of the day where it was cool enough to work for a long period of time. So this was about 1.5 years ago, and it was about, I don't know, 2, 3 a.m. at night, and that's when it happened. So for about a week or two before this incident, we had heard like a scratchy, guttural laughter almost coming from the woods. It would happen every now and then. We would hear it, stop working, and then it wouldn't happen again, and then we would just keep working. And so we didn't really care much about it. I thought maybe it was like one of those owls that screeches, but it hadn't sounded exactly like that, so I really wasn't sure until we decided to go check it out. So after a couple weeks of this happening on and off, we decided we had enough. We wanted to see what it was because it sounded like it was standing right outside the barn making these noises. So we decided to go out here with a flashlight and a battle axe and confront whatever it was. So we came out here with 2 flashlights and a battle axe, and we stood about right here, right at the entrance of the woods, and looked in. And they go on for about 40 acres straight of solid woodland. We have some trails in there, but they're really hard to go through, so we don't really go in there a lot. And I certainly don't go in there now after this incident happened. We were standing right here with the flashlights, and the noises had stopped when we came out. So we were shining it around, and see that ladder right there? There's a platform on top, and that's where this thing was. At first, we didn't register what it was because it was just kind of like a long, dark shape. I thought it might have been like a tree that had fallen or something. But then it started making noises. I'll give you a short description. It basically looked like a super skinny, lanky creature, tiny little horn protrudences, antler things coming out the top of his head, and its face was just dark, shadowy, with pretty much no features. And again, it's really hard to see through these trees here, but that's what we were able to make out. And once we shone the flashlights directly on it, it looked right at us.
In the woods of Appalachia, they say if you see something strange, don't look twice. But this man, he looked, and then he ran toward it. The figure vanishes in an instant, ducking behind a tree. The camera shakes just for a second, and when it refocuses, nothing is there. But freeze the footage. Look closer. Several viewers point out a second set of eyes in the brush. Others swear there's a horned silhouette just off frame. The comments pour in. Why would you run toward it? That's not curiosity, that's a death wish. Was it smoking a cigar or breathing smoke? This wasn't a person in a costume. The speed, the way it melted into the forest, the way it disappeared without a trace, no footprints, no sound, just a chill in the air. things in the woods don't care what you believe. They're real, and now they know you've seen them.
I don't know what that is, but right, I can't really. Right there, I'm zoomed in on my camera all the way, but it has like a human form or a human shape. I swear I saw it move just a bit ago. Let's see if I can go around this way. I don't know what the hell that is. See it right there. Can't zoom in any closer, but right there, it's about 6 foot tall, but it's been standing still. But I swear it moved a little while ago. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it was just me walking and the tree lines kind of making it look like it was moving. See if we can make it move. If it's some kind of supernatural entity. It's not moving. I don't know.
It had been storming all night and it finally stopped. It was late and I left my tent to go to the bathhouse for a shower. I was the only person in the park. Along the way, I saw something at one of the empty campsites. It was a deer, but it was different from the rest of the herd. When it looked at me, it looked more like a coyote. Forward-facing eyes, longer mouth. But it was too big to be a coyote, and it was surrounded by several other deer. It was just a deer. It had to be just a deer. Yeah.
For anybody that's interested in the not deer, well, I was literally right outside one time. Okay, so I was right outside. I was sitting right here, just sitting down, relaxing. It was like 3-something in the morning, and I looked down the street over down this way, and I thought I saw a bear walking down the street. And then it gets closer. I noticed the antlers. I was already up by the door at this point. I was like ready to get back inside. And then I noticed the antlers. I ran inside, and then I slammed the door, locked the door. Everyone was sleeping. And so I was freaking out. I went up to my room, and I watched it walk right past my house and down the rest of the street. Now, I said that is the most freakiest thing ever to see a deer on its hind legs walking down the street.
Don't trust every deer you see, because these not deer seem to be kind of running rampant. And they're not just in Appalachia, it just seems that they're more frequently there. They seem to be like deer, but they're not. They're known to have gaping mouths, more eyes. They'll stand up on 2 legs and walk or run directly at you. You see how these joints move backwards and their limbs are a little messed up? They don't walk well. They move in these like short, jerky, erratic way. Like a stop motion film gone wrong. And they have claws and teeth like a coyote. Can you imagine one of those suckers running at you in the woods? It's the stuff of nightmares. And apparently they don't get killed by guns.
So I was just out on the mini bike, and what do I see? A deer! Just standing right there.
Deer look creepy at night, but what if they're not deer at all?
I was trying to get another video of my dog refusing to go out at night without a flashlight. He started acting like he heard something though. And then I heard it too.
What is that?
It sounded like something large walking through the trees. I didn't see this eye glinting, but I heard it move.
In this eerie backyard encounter, the flashlight lands on several pairs of glowing eyes, too close together, too high off the ground, and not blinking. Some viewers noticed the eyes were forward-facing, something true predators have, but not deer. Others claim those aren't deer at all, but wendigos, mimics, or worse. The scariest part, the woman says hello to whatever's out there, prompting thousands to scream the same thing. Why would you ever speak to it? Even her dog seems panicked, pulling toward the door like it knows what's really watching from the tree line.
Mom?
Then I saw these eyes reflecting the light. My question is, if this one is a deer at this height, what is this one? Why is it staring?
Because if those aren't deer, then something is out there in the dark, waiting to be invited in.
The way this one turns its head to look at me, though.
What's wrong with it? Oh my god.
If you see a deer that doesn't blink, doesn't breathe right, or looks just a little too human, turn around and don't look back. Sometimes what looks familiar isn't human at all. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and as always, stay safe, stay aware, and question everything.